was tearing my hair out, and you said, you need clear goals. So I set goals. And I'm still tearing my hair out. Now what? Hi entrepreneurs, I'm Vicky Brown, and you're in the right place if you want to engage your team, boost your business, and grow your leadership muscle. Goals are a great vehicle to help get you, your team, and your business from here to there. But if you're anything like me, you've probably set way too many of them. For instance, this is me sitting down to create annual goals. 1. Increase the business revenue to $5 million. 2. Grow profit margin by 10%. 3. Add 5 online courses. 4. Create 2 new divisions. And on, and on, and on. Now, in reality, if I tried to tackle all of those goals, the chances I would actually hit all of them would be close to 0%. And the chance that I would find myself tearing my hair out because of pressure and stress would be close to 100%. That's because you can't put concentrated attention on multiple huge goals all at once. It's like the myth of multitasking. You may think you're doing everything, everywhere, all at once, but in reality, you aren't. You're doing some things sometimes, and then switching to another thing, and then another. And none of them are getting your best effort. Or you're losing massive amounts of time in between, because it takes time and effort to re-engage where you left off. So the big question is, how do you tackle this goal thing in a way that actually accomplishes something and doesn't put you in the ground doing it? Well, here are 3 really quick tips that have helped me. Slay fewer dragons. Gaining ground on hitting goals can be like going into a battle with a monster. So since you have the power, why not have fewer monsters? I found that the sweet spot for me is no more than 3 big goals to focus on in a year. And in fact, I like to break them down and really focus on one at a time. So, if I were to use increase revenue, grow profit, and add courses, well, I'd start with increasing revenue because that's a bedrock goal that I would think would take much of the year. So, what strategies could I use to get the business to $5 million? Make more sales on the consulting side of the business? Okay, well then that would lead to subtasks around how to increase sales. And from that, we move on to grow revenue in the education side of the business. And that would lead to getting more students, growing the product, or maybe even developing an additional education product. Create milestones and a roadmap. So you see, there are a lot of subtasks that can fit under the increased revenue banner. I would decide on which strategies make the most sense, figure out what subtasks we need, and then put them to a timeline. Listen, you've got to do the eat the elephant one bite at a time thing here. Because again, trying to do it all won't work, and it won't be good for you. So timeline everything, then review it to be sure you haven't piled too much in any one week, month, or quarter. And remember, you still have the other 2 goals to go. Now can you see why more than 3 ends up being way too many? Oh, and by the way, run everything by someone else. It could be a coach, a mentor, or even someone you choose in your business. Just get a separate set of eyes on things. Many times we're way too close to the situation to have perspective. And when you're goal setting, perspective is everything. And speaking of other people, remember, you aren't doing this all by yourself. You know, the huge mistake I made for years was thinking I had to, all by myself, fully execute on every goal. And you may be thinking that way too. Well, you don't. In fact, you shouldn't. Use your team. They're there. They're smart. And achieving those business goals is part of the job. And in fact, they'll probably bring a level of creativity to the whole process that you never even thought of because you were busy thinking, how am I going to get this all done? Trust me, you'll go much farther faster when you include your team. And finally, don't forget to celebrate the wins. You know, there's a reason that runners that are training for marathons are coached to celebrate the small victories. It helps keep them motivated. And giving yourself a high five is going to help keep you motivated too. Sure, it's a good idea to keep your eye on the bigger vision of where you're going, but you also have to take pride in the smaller accomplishments you're making. Give yourself and your team some credit. You got the smaller thing done on the way to knocking off the larger thing. Congratulations! Hi, I hope you're liking the content. I know it's a lot, and if your first thought when you're faced with an HR issue is, a little help here, then you might want to take a look at the LJE Masterclass. The Masterclass is a learning path for entrepreneurs, founders, and CEOs who find themselves with HR responsibility in their companies. Listen, if you're anything like me, you spend your time living, eating, and breathing your company. And I know you don't have time for some long, all-encompassing course in human resources. After all, you don't want a PhD in HR. No, you just need the answer to your question, and you need it now. Well, that's what the LJE Masterclass is for. Designed by entrepreneurs for entrepreneurs, it's an online learning path and, most importantly, resource. Sure, we have bite-sized video lessons on each subject, but you can also just go right to the step-by-step at the end of each section. And in fact, we also give you workflows, any and everything possible to let you get in, get the answer, and get out as quickly as possible. Just select the Entrepreneur Learning Path at leadersjourneyexperience.com. And don't worry, you got this. And we've got you.